election 2020 took a savage turn in Nevada. Elizabeth Warren came right out of the gate targeting billionaire Michael Bloomberg with this brutal takedown. This was one of the moments that I had to rewind. Watch.
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg. Democrats take a huge risk if we just substitute one arrogant billionaire for another.
Yes, Elizabeth Warren did not stop at Bloomberg. She also went after Mayor Pete and Amy Klobuchar for their health plans. Watch, and then we'll discuss.
Mayor Buttigieg really has a slogan that was thought up by his consultants to paper over a thin version of a plan that would leave millions of people unable to afford their health care. It's not a plan, it's a PowerPoint. And Amy's plan is even less. It's like a Post-it note, insert plan here.
Oh my gosh! So she had the jabs all night. You know I love.
I don't know if those are jabs.
Yeah, those were
low blows.
Yeah,
not friends again.
I don't think low blows at all. This is where I think it's different. You can go after someone's policies and you can be direct and you can treat it like a boxing match. Nothing was personal except when it came to Bloomberg, but it had to do with his direct hits. So for me, I thought it was fantastic. You did not think so?
No, I thought Warren was super prepared, and I appreciated how they all had the banter like they hadn't had before. But there were certain things when he's like Senator, and she's like Elizabeth Warren. You know, it was very sassy, and I appreciate call her by her name. But it was very like everybody was on the attack for Bloomberg. Bloomberg was ill-prepared. It looked very sloppy on his end. He's saying that the non-disclosures were because of jokes that he made. Makes no sense. I appreciate that she told Bloomberg that you need to apologize differently. That was the main thing that stuck out to me, because Bloomberg never really apologized for stop and frisk. So he's up there just going on and on thinking that he's going to erase people's memories, and he's really not. But I think the clear winner of the night was Trump because of how much they were arguing. I don't know that anybody's. I really do. I think everybody walked away saying, okay, well, there's nobody that I'm getting behind.
I completely
Bloomberg
disagree.
Actually said that last night. He's like, if we're going to keep arguing like this is going to be the best thing for Trump. They need to get behind each other.
You guys watched a completely different debate than us.
Watch the other.
I want to hear your side. What did you see?
That's a good point.
I saw people, listen, this is a debate, so you're going to see the gloves come off. It did not get, in my opinion, it did not become like insults. It became a real debate. If you go to high school debates, this is how heated and passionate it is. I do think, and a lot of them did foreshadow, they said, listen, when it comes to that Democratic primary, whoever that presidential primary is going to be, we will stand behind that individual. Right now,
they will not stand behind Bloomberg. You know they will not stand behind Bloomberg. So that's a mess.
Nobody has to worry about Bloomberg.
He's number 2 in Nevada, though.
Nobody has to worry about Bloomberg.
Sam, there was a moment that nobody's talking about that I really liked, and I think it was like a kind of a bellwether moment just for politics in general. It was a real human moment. They were going after Klobuchar about not knowing the president of Mexico, and Mayor Pete made a comment, and she was like, yeah, I messed up. I'm out here. I made a mistake. And as somebody
that was honest.
As somebody that's done literally 10,000 comedy shows, I remember one time I was bringing Jeff Dunham to the stage. He does arenas now, but back when he was doing comedy clubs, we had done probably 4 shows. I was bringing him up to stage, and I blanked on his name. I just could not remember his name, and it was super weird. It was one of the worst moments. I was so embarrassed. I was a young comic. But when you're doing things live, when you're doing things, you're going to make a mistake. And I did appreciate that she was like, yeah, I messed up. I blanked on that name. I'm ready for a human candidate that just owns it.
I'm not going to defend her because she oversees the Foreign Imports Committee. So it's her job to know these kind of things. And the woman also who was interviewing her, saying that she messed up on that television interview, said, we asked you about policies and you didn't go into detail about those either, which is offensive to a large Latin American base that's voting for Democrats. So, you know, that's not something that you can just overpass and say.
I want to get one more moment in because I thought this was really important when Bernie Sanders responded to the criticism around his democratic socialist values, or as Bloomberg called him a communist. Yeah, here was his response.
Let's talk about democratic socialism, not communism, Mr. Bloomberg. That's a cheap shot. Let's talk about democratic. Let's talk about what goes on in countries like Denmark, where Pete correctly pointed out they have a much higher quality of life in many respects than we do. What are we talking about? We are living in many ways in a socialist society right now. Problem is, as Dr. Martin Luther King reminded us, we have socialism for the very rich, rugged individualism for the poor.
So true. So very true, with all the bailouts and the loopholes with taxes. So listen, we could go on and on and on about the debate.